Hi everyone, welcome to episode number 10 of the series where we build an AI agent for DATEV. This is a little bit different series because in this series we're gonna spend quite a bit of time. I have booked at least the next 4 or 5 hours to work on this and vibe code, and let's see what we can build together. Before going on, my name is Aemal Sayer. I'm a software engineer. I build AI agents for SMEs in Germany and entirely in Europe. What I'm trying to specialize with this series and showcase what's possible is something like OpenAI's operator or the Anthropic computer use or Manus as a whole, Manus AI, that most often you will end up finding these corner cases. The legacy software do not have an API and you need to execute by clicking on the top of that desktop application or a web application that you're automating. And for that reason, I'm building a tiny project called BlindClicks, which basically takes mouse click and typing and so on, all the automation steps from the user, executes it, and based on that execution, it has some moving parts. Perhaps it makes sense that I will explain the diagram in just a minute. But the whole concept is inspired by OpenAI's operator and computer uses Anthropic. But the eventual goal we have in mind is that everything goes automatically, especially in this bookkeeping and voice processing area. And we just give small commands, and then the execution of those steps starts automatically inside a container, inside a Docker container, so that it is contained and it can scale. And also, the most important thing is that human in the loop is always notified. So if the agent gets stuck somewhere, it will notify the responsible person, and then um, he or she will remote desktop and then resolve the problem for the agent, and then the agent will resume the workflow. So I'm gonna quickly show you what I've done so far, and then we can start the actual day. So if you go to my website aemalsayer.com, here you can watch a tutorial, not a tutorial, a demo of what I've built. This demo basically shows everything from head to toe. What is this tool all about? Um, but basically, today's work is to enhance the so-called blind tracker. If you're following throughout the episodes, you know it's a blind tracker. It's basically an Electron.js app that allows you to capture clicks in the right X and Y coordinates of the screen and simulate typing inside that Docker container. And it also scales. So if you want to present the same thing in a larger screen, it shows it, or in a smaller screen, it shows it, and it has a default screen aspect ratio that it runs headless if you don't want to run it for display purposes. So today we are going to enhance the capacity of that Electron.js app. We'll spend more time on that. If time allowed, we'll also spend some time on trying to put this inside a virtual machine so that we can provide this and make it available for everyone on the internet. Perhaps we'll also need to write a small cron job in a small script that would reset everything every hour or every 5 hours, because if we have a lot of users, it's basically a playground, or it's going to be a playground on that virtual machine, so people's data can disturb others when you have one virtual machine. But eventually, in maybe 5 episodes later, we will have like a proper sign-up system where everyone will get their own little virtual machines. But for now, I'll just have one virtual machine just for demo purposes. I go to the meetups and conferences, give these talks. It may make sense to kind of like have it always available, open the link, showcase it to people, and also let people to test it out, because I believe in this project. This project has a lot of potential. Unfortunately, only spend a couple of hours a week it's not going in the velocity that I really wanted to go. And I was also looking forward to getting contributors from the community. It's hard, everybody's busy, and I understand that, but also I cannot self-finance it. So it makes sense that if I put it out there in the world, people try it out, maybe they see some potential in this, and then I may get a full-time employee for this project and then see how it goes. That being said, let's start the show. Okay, so let's have a plan. Because we are in Germany and nothing moves without a plan. So the first thing we'll do is add a custom code block in Blind Tracker. Then we'll add a feature I thought about, an AI feature. Why not with a voice interface? Or maybe actually we can put that as a next one. Add a voice AI feature to it. The AI feature will basically take normal general natural language and turn it into a Robot.js code and then put it there as a step, and then we see if it works or not. What else do we need to do? After this, then as a part of this, maybe we will integrate Robot.js, add Robot.js execution or execute button, add execute button in that step. Why? Because it may need to be kind of like executable right away from the AI, I mean the BlindClicks tracker. Why? Because when AI makes a mistake, you want to isolate it and find it in that exact step. Let's say if you have a workflow of 20 steps, you don't want to always run the entire workflow and then find that problem that AI made. But if you do it in the same isolation, we'll get to that in just a minute. And then we'll deploy everything else. Like everything is dependent on time because I have not built this yet. We'll be building it together. And if it gets stuck somewhere and it kills a lot of time, we'll have not a lot of time. But at least I promise I'm going to sit until 1 o'clock. So 4 hours in front of us, including small breaks. So maybe I will take like 2 breaks. And then we will put it on this domain name, blindclicks.aemalsayer.com. And hopefully you guys will have your first experience with BlindClicks, automate everything you want. This particular project can automate anything in the world. Like literally it takes your control of your computer and then executes things on your behalf. Or in this case that you go to this URL, it takes control of that computer that I put inside blindclicks.aemalsayer.com. All right, since I said I'm not doing anything on my own, I'll do everything under the recording so that you guys can kind of follow and understand the whole scope of the project. So let's start from the very beginning. All right, so the first thing we need to do is go to BlindClicks project and set up the entire environment. I'll explain what we need to do. So we need to, if you have followed along the past 9 episodes, you know that it's a Docker container, and I think it makes sense that I quickly explain how the architecture works, and then we go to the next steps. So basically it's a WebTop container. It takes the entire, let me quickly explain how everything is set in place. So I think in BlindClick episode number 9, I explained how this entire architecture works. It's a quick recap. Everything is inside a container. The UI is loaded inside a container, and we have a project called WebTop on linuxserver.io. You get a very nice and easy step-by-step instruction on how to spin off a container that is running locally on your system and that allows you to kind of like get a Linux operating system like this. And then we do everything in this Linux operating system. It has a terminal, it has a menu, it has Firefox, it has everything you want. Or potentially, it's basically the virtualization 101. You can also go and mount a Windows operating system under the hood. It will work exactly the same with the same concept. So that's that. And then I have another project that's running as a as a Next.js service. That is basically this BlindClicks chat UI. Let's open it in Cursor. So the reason for this project is basically my cursor has a problem. It can't open from there. Let me quickly open it from my here. So I will need to open a few projects. One is this one. The other one is from inside the container. So inside the container, we have a couple of things going on. I'll just explain it in a minute. I've already done an SSH setup to connect through my local computer, this MacBook, that connects to inside this computer, which is a Linux Mata distro running. So I have it right here. If you guys need to set up this, we will definitely do that in future episodes, especially if I get an employee for this project, then we'll document everything and we put everything there. All right, so this has a folder called config, and then inside that we have a folder called Robot.js. So I need this project to run here. And then I need the other project, which was BlindClicks, to run as well. So I'm gonna, not sure if I use bun or npm. Yeah, I use npm. So let's run this project. It's running on 3001. But right now, if I open this 3001, what happens is it's trying to connect. This is basically the Next.js app that loads the localhost 3000 inside this container. And it's trying to connect, but it cannot connect because from inside the container, we need to reverse proxy to this Next.js app. So for that, we need to go to the one we did SSH. Inside this container, this terminal is basically not a terminal that's running inside my computer. It's basically inside a virtual machine. So here I have, I think in the downloads folder, ngrok set up. For those of you who do not know what's ngrok, it's an awesome piece of software I'm using since they're almost inception. It's a company, I don't know where it's based, but they provide you an awesome CLI that does reverse proxy. So I'm going to reverse proxy HTTP port 3030, and then basically take this URL, only this part, copy it, and then I have this config URLs and paste it here, save it. And then, do I have anything to do with ngrok here? I think so. Yeah, I have an ngrok base URL here as well, so let's update this. So now, I'm not sure how, I think it should have worked. Now if it reconnects, it will try to reconnect to inside the container, but right now it's not gonna work. I know why, because the service inside the container is not running. So, and also there's this one problem that the container has. It's only to the display problem. It doesn't, it won't, I believe it won't cause a problem when we run it headless. It's basically sometimes the the display is not good. And if that happens, then you need to just basically restart the Docker container and then it works. And it happens, let's say, between 20 times once or something. And most often, since I'm only using this for demo purposes, for educational purposes, I'm running screen recorder and I'm refreshing too much and so on. So for an actual automation use case, I believe it won't make a problem because we won't be refreshing it too many times, and also um, we won't be basically creating this in that sense too many times. Anyways, let's go now. Now it's all good. So let's go and spin off that HTTPS server, which is inside Robot.js, npx nodemon DATEV. I was curating this so much for DATEV, but imagine this is just the same thing. So now it's reconnecting. It is open this port, and this port is being reverse proxied here. Oh, indeed, each time you restart the container, you need to come back and do the wiring of ngrok again. That's a little bit annoying, therefore I'm trying to put it on a virtual machine so that we can actually get it off the shelf always available. So now the same wiring has to happen again. Hopefully now all the services are connected. It is reconnecting, but let's refresh. Okay, there we go. It is connected. This container keeps dropping for whatever reason. Okay, dokie. Again, same problem. No, we didn't restart the containers, so only this terminal died. What was it? DATEV. I may need to write some scripts to automatically spin off these services. That will make our life much easier. Okay, please don't die. The services are running. Everything is connected. All right, so it's working. Now, the whole concept is that it can happen that you're the first time viewer. Let me explain the whole concept. We have this Electron.js app running here. And if I start this Electron.js app, you will realize that there is nothing so... Okay, the big problem is that these coordinates that we have to capture are the coordinates inside the container, inside the Linux distro that's running. It right now is rendering a screen of that many pixels. You can see that it is like exactly that. So the X is 1189, so 1188, 1 pixel I'm not able to move around. So yeah, it's just a density thing. Maybe the container is consuming 1 pixel on 2 sides. The concept is that, for example, if I want to open this menu, right, in this exact location, this desktop application, which is a part of BlindClicks, it's something that we built a couple of episodes earlier. It allows you to capture all of those things. So if I click on new workflow and I say sample, run the sample workflow, and I create this, it basically creates a JSON file. You can see all these JSON files, and we just created this sample workflow. And if I press on control button twice, it basically clicks that, captures that X and Y coordinate, and then clicks there. There's a small bug here. Look, it captured the click coordinates in the wrong place. Why? This is something that we need to fix in the future episodes. Because when I press it, it captures it in this moment, But I don't need to move my mouse because it keeps capturing it. Look, if I move my mouse here and I put something, you see that it's capturing 533 and 50. It's a non-bug, but the way that we can mitigate this bug right now to stay focused on the track is to not move the mouse. So I'm going to say click. Now it's capturing the click exactly at 13 and 14. And now if I give in natural language here something like run the sample, it clicks there and then it opens it. Although run the sample and run the sample workflow are two different things, but in between there's an LLM, so a ChatGPT comparison makes sure that it picks the right JSON file based on that. So you can see we have like close browser, doctor appointment, blah, blah. So it picks that exact one. For example, I want to wait for here for like 2 seconds. Wait a sec. And then I want to type something like Firefox. And if I run this again, run the sample, it will open, type Firefox, wait for 2 seconds, and then type Firefox. And then it basically opens a browser. It opens a browser window. So the amount of controls we have here is only clicking and typing. And the Robot.js NPM package has a whole lot of other methods in it. And it's very hard for us to put more items in this, more buttons, basically. The best would be that we add one more button, call it code block. That's exactly what I wanted to do this with custom code block. We can continue working inside the container, but I would say let's take this little beast out on my MacBook so that we don't need to kind of like worry about this reverse proxy too much, and also the container dying so many times. And once we are done with that, then we basically put it back inside the container and then run it with these workflows in place. And that being said, it makes sense now to move this thing here, even as a first task. Why? Because I don't have all the integrations of this chat box in the Mac OS level. So it makes sense that we run this on Mac OS level, this desktop. Our development experience will be much faster and much easier. Otherwise, if this container keeps breaking, it will create our life much harder. So first thing first, let's see if we have any unpushed changes from this Electron.js. All good. I will just need to push these 2 commits. Now we are good. So it's this BlindClicks, this one. So let's go here. BlindClicks has this Electron.js app. This is BlindClicks, click tracker, same branch. Let's pull it here. Let's first open it in cursor. Not able. Or did it open it? No, it opened it. Alrighty. And also start this app. Okay, dokie. Why is it too small? This is weird. Oh, it was just because it's, by the way, Electron.js is just a web page. So it's a container of a Windows, but it is a web page. So it was like literally zoomed out therefore. So I press Command 0 and then it's back in its original size. now I understand why it was like this. Even if I close it, open it again, it opens in this dimension. Why? Because the aspect ratio of this container is too small, and the aspect ratio of my MacBook is too big. Therefore, it kind of like shrunk it into that small size. We'll take care of this problem in just a minute. All right, so our entire workflow is in place. The first task we will need to do is to add a button to execute that given workflow. Okay? Okie dokie. So let's then get to it. Since we're going to work on this, let's resolve this problem first. Tiny window problem. So I'm gonna open this, capture the entire screen, I think, just to make the point to the LLM. Can you see this screenshot and describe it to me, please? And stay focused on the tiny window in the middle of the screen. Can you see that the font size and everything is so small here? And I know what is the problem. Basically, it zoomed out to fit this aspect ratio of the window, regardless of the current screen size. Can you make sure that the aspect ratio that is already there is in relation to the current aspect ratio of the entire screen of the operating system, so that it looks nice, not that tiny. Alrighty. Yes, I can see the screenshot. In the middle of the screen, there is a small window titled BlindClick Tracker. So basically, it got it correctly. Hopefully, our vibe coding will start with good vibes. Let's see. I think hot reloads are available, so I don't need to restart. I should see the window in the right order. There we go. And the zoom level, is it fixing the zoom level, or should I press Command Z? Let's check it out. So Command 0 puts it in this order. Let me restart this and see what happens. Oh, not that terminal, my terminal. Yeah, it's okay. It was remembering the zoom level from before. I know there is a problem with the scroll, but we'll live with that because I have this collapse and we will see this anyways. Maybe I can mention that I want the window to be resizable. The current implementation is that the window is not resizable. Can you please make the window resizable? So I remember one time I made the window unresizable, so I don't know what I was thinking about it, but now it's like this. Okay, so we can keep it on one corner, resize it, have it like that. Okie dokie. Now we have this part done, so maybe we can quickly move this up. I know I'm not taking care of the branching properly, but it's okay. Let's stay focused on what we are good at or what we want to achieve. So fix the tiny window issue. Alrighty. If you're wondering what is that command getCP, it's basically nothing but a alias that is taking care of this git add dot, and then after that it takes the parameter like this string, and then it says git commit -m, and then puts that parameter in this. So I combined two commands in one. All right, so let's go back to our business. So the tiny window problem is solved. Let's go to the add execute button. All right, so let's create a new workflow, call it test. And the test workflow, or maybe let's call it dark mode, change mode. And then this workflow will basically do one thing. It will help us. Why is there another version running here? This is a little bit weird because right now I have only one version running, and then this version is basically taking care of the entire. So there's one version, and then I had like, let's go back, BlindClicks, and then this BlindClicks Electron.js had multiple instances running without an execution terminal. This was weird for me. I don't know. Maybe some zombie process running, and then that spins off. We need to keep an eye on that. This seems to be a problem, and this may lead into bugs that we may end up having. Okay, so what we will do is basically, I already have the clicks. So basically, let's generate this click, clicking there, and then waiting for like, I don't know, 1 second. And then after that, clicking here. Oh yeah, I remember one more thing. There is a bug. It's a non-bug that when I click these menus, the double control click of the BlindClicks is no more accessible. So maybe that's something we also need to do. And to be honest, one thing I just really need to do is um, I'm so much a builder. I try to build things and hack things first and then manage it later, like project management. But I will definitely very soon put a proper project management Kanban and stuff so that we can track all of these bugs. But for the time being, what I would like to do is, at least in this notes software, let's get some non-bugs sorted out. So bug number one is that click tracker with control control button pressed twice isn't working when the Electron.js isn't in focus. And that's not in focus when I open this window. So that's a big problem. There was another one. Yeah, the mouse movement. Mouse click tracker control button pressed twice isn't capturing the coordinates of the mouse correctly. So when I move the mouse, it's a problem. I have to stay in there before finishing my typing. So that's a little bit annoying. Again, I have so many Electron.js apps running. Not sure what's that coming. Oh, I see. So now I know what's the problem. This is a non. I know how to fix it, but we don't need to fix it right now. It's one of the reasons because we have this auto reload, and this is because of that. Electron.js apps zombie process. We'll just keep it like that, and then we go on to see what happens next. Okay, so the first thing I would like to do is add a button, add a run button or an execute button, so that we can see this Robot.js running inside this thing. In the set of the buttons that you currently see on this app, where you can click, type, and stuff, can you add one more button, please? Call it run, and it should run the workflow that is currently in the JSON file that's loaded. We are using Robot.js, so let's go with that one. Alrighty, so now let's see how this particular vibe coding goes. But the idea is that building this AI agent will definitely take multiple steps, like capturing clicks and then finding the right sort of thing. But the eventual idea is that this blind clicker will definitely be something that we will not only so this blind clicker product is something that we will not continue with. It's the interim solution for moving this project forward. What we will definitely want to aim for is a solution that it captures these clicks in the voiceover of a tutorial. So if you have a Loom video or you have a YouTube tutorial that you can feed to this blind clicker, it should basically follow all of those steps for generating the clicks that we saw earlier inside the container. So if I quickly go back to the container, so basically all of these clicks that earlier we saw inside that JSON file, it's not reconnecting, those clicks will be captured from inside a JSON file. Oh, sorry, from inside a video. So it goes through all the clicks of the video. It captures the X and Y coordinates of where it should be clicked, but that's the future version of this, not immediately. All right, so the LLM is almost done. Let's see what it tried to do. So first I saw that it installed Robot.js, that's fine. It's taking the aspect ratio, not sure. What was the issue with this before? Yeah, we installed that. Then the buttons, there should be a button now. Okay, it's putting some error handling, that's nice. I think it's done, let's see. So it's giving an error. Yep, module da. Okay, let's see. Oh, now I remember. Robot.js with Electron.js, does it have a problem? Or we can find another way to run these clicks, because the clicks are the same thing, like the mouse and keyboard. Yeah, we will spend a little bit more time to this. If it didn't work, then we'll find a way to make it work with Electron.js. Somehow in the back of my mind, I have a little bit memory that Robot.js isn't working with Electron.js. I can't include Robot.js module in my Electron.js project. Oh, very similar thing. Let's see what people say, and then we'll involve one answer based on an Electron.js doc page. One needs to know the version of Electron and its counts prepackaged. Okay. No, I think it will work. And I think this thing was the right approach. Let me see. So this is command platform for build. I don't build. Probably it is taking the version numbers. It's for that purpose. But let's see. I'm not sure why it gets stuck, but then I say this quite often and it works. Now let's rebuild repo. First let's install repo. This integrated terminal is an interesting feature of cursor, but sometimes it gets stuck. Therefore, I often go back to my terminal and then do it there. But it's such a breeze because then all of these copy paste steps are resolved by cursor itself. But let's see. Yeah, it gets stuck sometimes like that, and then either copying it like this would do the job, and pasting, oh, it's too much. Or actually it is running. I'm gonna give it a little bit time. Yeah, it's stuck, I think. So I'm gonna say continue. Let's see if it works. Otherwise, then I'll run it in my terminal and then we see it from there. Not sure why it's uninstalling it. Oh, it thought it had issues with reinstalling our building, but actually this terminal got stuck. So it's weird. Yeah, it got stuck again, I think. All right, this is gonna get a little bit messy because the execute button has to be inside the. Now I can see that like it's going to the operating system level things, and eventually we're not gonna run this on a MacBook, but inside this container. Let me quickly run this. Inside this container, the Linux container, I'm kind of starting to think that it might make sense to build it inside the container, but then the number of refreshes and the number of break. Let's do not give up that fast, okay? It went sideways, I'm gonna do this. Okay. Then we don't have anything back from scratch. I'm not gonna use this terminal feature and I'm gonna run all the commands on my feature. Let's start again. Can you please add an execute command on my app that will run all the steps from the currently loaded JSON file if I click on that play button? Let's see if this time it works, but if it doesn't work, then we'll find out exactly the way to make it work. The reason now I got a little bit more interested in fixing it for MacBook is because this app by itself, standalone, might be interesting for a lot of people because they might not want to use the entire chat feature, but kind of like load their workflows individually and then execute something. So let's fix it for MacBook. So the first thing it's, oh, I said I'm not gonna use this terminal, but again, I'm using this terminal. Anyways. So we need to, at some point in time, do a bunch of things like clean up this mess, turn it into TypeScript, make it dry code. Don't repeat yourself. So, okay. Now it will give us that famous error. And go back to the terminal. I really wish that my screen recorder would have a pause feature, because in these moments the recording is going on and usually it's really a big file on my disk. I would have saved a lot of space and also annoying uploads on YouTube. Maybe I will need to find a good screen recorder. But the good thing about QuickTime Player is because of its quality, it runs in big quality. So it knows what happened. Why is it rerunning it? Trying to rerun it. Did I run the same? Yeah, it was Electron rebuild. Oh no, sorry. It was a wrong step. I had to do this. Okay. It showed me to run it by npx. Now rebuild the Electron app with this version. This is the dump that it was missing. Probably it was because it was too big. So let's go on and see. Well, a lot of you might ask that, building an AI agent, especially with no open like APIs, is a tough game, but it's with this kind of a tool, it's not, because of the fact that you're clicking things around. And I'm trying to see if this project goes somewhere, and then we have a few more contributors, and then we go on with that. Alrighty. So I think we are moving in this vibe coding. I think we can do one more thing. It's hashtag dog fooding. Like literally what I'm doing right now here. Once this Electron.js thing is done, we can automate this part. Like literally copying, because there's a problem with the terminal integration of cursor. We can automate exactly these steps that what I'm doing right now. We can automate these steps, like clicking, selecting this much, copying, pasting here. The only thing is like knowing exactly how much to drag is that part that the vision fallback will come in play. So we are running for almost an hour now. I hope if this is fixed, then did it finish? Nice. I hope it's gonna work. Please, please. Do I see a run button? Where is the run button? Load. Was it there? I don't remember my own tool anymore since too much vibe coding. No, I think it was there before. It was the same open and load. I remember. Why do I not see any execute button. Maybe it put it somewhere else. Execute button cells are already in the file. Execute. Where was it? It's not there. What's an IPC? I think it's one of the protocols that these operating systems are using. IPC and OS. Inter-process communication. Yeah, it's kind of like a communication that Robot.js gives it to the Electron, to the operating system, and then the operating system executes it. Kind of like, sounds so much like MCP, Model Context Protocol, IPC, and it does almost the same thing. IPC stands for Inter-process communication. It is a medium for communication of processes. It is a technique where an operating system allows all the independent processes to interact, communicate with each other within a single or multiple systems connected via network. That was a good guts feeling I had about that. Oh my god, now the UI looks bad. I'm not sure how the cursor team has built this. Does it remember the last image? Or like, what I mean is like, if I say something about the last screenshot and their OCR already captured it, do they re-execute the OCR or just have it once? Because it can happen that the OCR is not a shallow OCR, so they pick a few important things, and if there's something important I pinpoint, does it go back and then execute that? It's amazing. Like what Cursor team is doing is amazing. I have been using them now for multiple months. I cannot think of using anything else. I tried Windsurf, didn't stick. I'm back to Cursor. Alrighty. I'm not sure if our auto reload is working fine. So let's rerun this entire thing. No, still bad. The design of this is gone. This is what I was wondering earlier. So does it have like access to the previous screenshots that I sent? And then it can do a comparison and then find out, oh, there is this CSS that was there. And then I noticed that the styling has been overridden. Let me restore the original design by updating the HTML and CSS. Okay, nice. So it does have access to the previous one. I'm wondering what sort of RAG they're using, because RAG is an interesting, retrieval augmented generation is an interesting topic. Work. Okie dokie. Now Let's try it out. Okay, the design is at least back and the execute button is there. Okay, so let's open our click, which was change mode. It doesn't have any steps yet. I'm gonna execute this step here, click. We'll take care of some UX related things at some other point in time. Let's execute and see. Nothing happens. I'm clicking, nothing happens. I'm clicking on the execute button, nothing happens. I'm clicking, hello, what is my dictation? What's wrong with my dictation tool? Okay, let's go. I am clicking on the execute button and nothing happens. Can you please add logs? One thing can happen that this still do not have any steps. Well, the file, I can see the file now has a different payload. Maybe it hallucinated and changed the payload structure. If that's the case, then why is it able to load it again? So if it should have like these steps array, you see? Maybe we can quickly punch that in. Change mode. At least it is loading it here. Oh, okay. This is one of those zombie processes, you know. We need to rerun it here. Or at least I have another process, right? No, this is the express. Okay. Still nothing happens. What I suspect is that the workflow, the file format is changed dramatically. Let's go check this out. It is in the Robot.js project. Where did I have it? Yep, Robot.js clicks. So we have got this JSON which has steps. This do not have steps. And the ones that we have captured already from inside the container, that works. Now the container is breaking more often. In the past couple of weeks, it was more stable. Not sure what's the reason. Maybe it got tired. No, it's trying to uninstall things. This is not nice. No, please add logs to the button clicks so we can find the bug. There isn't any errors, so let's do not uninstall anything. That node mouse module might not be working correctly. Let's using different approach with Robot.js. Oh, it used a different one. Okay, then let's do that. Because inside the container we have Robot.js, so it maybe last time I wasn't explicit in my prompt to say that use Robot.js. Okay, we are gonna do this here. Same problem. How did it resolve it last time? Oh, perhaps this is a Robot.js and Electron.js thing, and therefore it changed it to mouse something. What was that? Node mouse. Weekly download 62. A quick adoption mouse event handler for Node.js. Yeah, but we are not only tracking mouse, we are tracking also, or we are simulating both mouse and keyboard. So we need both of them. Let's trying another one. I see that we are running into compilation issues with Robot.js on your M1 Mac. Aha, with Electron. The errors suggest that there are compatibility issues between the current version of Robot.js native abstraction. Let's try an alternative approach using Nut 3, which is more modern and let me actually check this one. If it's the case, then we'll also change. If it's a modern one, then we can also change everything from inside. This is a core package of Node.js. One package, okay. Node.js is the right project name. Let's see what is Node.js. Desktop automation, perfect. This looks much better than Robot.js. Let me do a quick comparison and then we call a shot whether to switch to Node.js, from Robot.js to Node.js. Native UI toolkit, master. It's TypeScript, that's nice. 900 Robot.js is 600, 4 years old, 12,000. That is what scares me, like 4 years ago. That's 11 months ago. Oh, perhaps this is a thing that we might need to do at some point in time to find the right operating system interface, be it Node.js, Robot.js, or whatever. Because I see right now Robot.js and Node.js does not provide like this MIT license. Robot.js is MIT, but Robot.js do not work on M1 chip. Although we will not need M1 chip for virtualizations, or maybe we do some automations. It's a future thing, you know. For today's work, we're gonna try out Node.js for just a minute, and if it didn't work, then we are gonna just carry on with Robot.js inside that container. So let's give it a quick try. Okay, dokie. In my opinion, this core of BlindClicks needs to go to Python, not JavaScript, because Python has better packages when it comes to operating system, or even Rust or C++ or whatever that makes sense to simulate these clicks and things. Rust goes C++, or I don't know, whatever makes sense to have close operating system level actions. I mean, operating system level I don't know that project. Let's see that. So what is this? Node.js global native keyboard and mouse listener. Okay. Oh, nice. This is the global native. If that is the thing, then it will resolve one of these bugs that we saw earlier, which was like moving the coordinates from one place to another is not working. So we can resolve that bug as well. All right. So let's see where it goes. Okay. We have this one already. And I'm gonna press it here, and then we see what happens. So basically the entire thing we are right now doing is a problem that we have with M1 and M2 chips, like Microsoft, Apple produced chips. So I'm just gonna follow the lead of vibe coding and then see if there is any package that could work with M1 chips. Otherwise, then we will switch this to Python. Click, click. This perhaps is the wrapper that may have like an npm package. What's this click, click project? Does it have macOS on Intel? What's it called? Intel Apple chip. Apple Silicon, yeah, it does support this. So probably we have resolved this problem. This was a totally new thing for me because I've never ran Plex on my... Oh, wait a minute. That's not true. Actually, Robot.js do have access to... that's not true. I have a Robot.js demo which I used in my calculator. Is it this one? Oh yeah, I was using Node. I was not using anything else, but I was using Node. I use it on a live coding session. So it was working. I remember I did this. Let me take you quickly there. So it did work for that particular session, but I was using Node, not inside an Electron.js. Maybe there is a problem with that. So not this one. One of my talks that I did and did some live coding. I think I can find it easier like this. This one. Here somewhere I'm live coding. The screen recording in that day didn't work, so right in this moment somewhere I'm explaining. Yeah, in this talk basically 2 weeks ago, or a little bit longer, 13th of March, I did Node.js it worked, but maybe inside the container it doesn't work. Okay, let's go and see this. PM start. Oh, sorry, this is the wrong one. Also wrong one. Luckily, this was just my apologies. I was running this command in the wrong directory, and also this one in the wrong directory. I had to do it here. Okay. Node mouse is missing. Okay, so let's see. Change mode, execute, nothing happens, no. Okay. Now, M1 chip does access. It's something to do with Electron.js and M1 chips. Some containerization is missing, not the containerization that we are working on, but some sort of like this ICP thing is breaking. I have a stupid idea, which is kind of like only gonna help us with the developer tool. But what if I do this? I'm gonna quick and dirty do this thing here. Let me see what is here. Okay, this one has this calculator which is doing something. So 24 and 13, 24 and 13. If everything works fine, this should open the window, the menu. Oh, it's getting some errors. What? Oh, I see. It is clicking here, basically. It's clicking here. It's clicking in the wrong coordinates. Let me make this go away for now. I just want to open the window to make sure that Robot.js is working fine. Hey, what is wrong with me? I'm a little bit stressed out because we killed a lot of time here and we don't have so much to work on. There we go. So the mouse was moved there and the mouse is not clicked. There we go. So Robot.js is working. Okay, nice. So I have a small little idea. What do you guys think? Robot.js is working. Robot.js with Electron.js is not working. But Robot.js is working with M1 chip inside a Node.js container. So what if I either run Robot.js as an HTTP server and then the container, basically the Electron.js sends messages through an HTTP request to the Robot.js sitting in my MacBook, and then that executes the thing. And then basically this BlindClicks Electron.js app, this execute button will work. Okay, let's make that happen. They need to be in the same directory, I think. so that it's easier to execute. Otherwise, this will put us in a wrong. Or I have another idea. The idea is that if I take like all of these steps and then manually run it, this can also be the problem, one of the solutions. Both of these ways can work. Let me think for a minute. Right, I thought about this solution a little bit. I found an easier solution. Since we have this ChatGPT thing running, sorry, the npm run dev, the chat interface running that connects with the container, and then the container, inside the container, we run a WebSocket. We can also run that WebSocket in my MacBook. So exactly the same thing. I just did nothing but ran nodemon DATEV, same thing that I did for the browser. And on my chat window, which one is this? This one. This one. Here, I just provided localhost, not the ngrok URL. And then off the shelf, if I quickly show you, this is my BlindClicks Robot.js sitting on my system. And if I take some coordinates, let's go actually and build some coordinates. This is my Electron.js. So I'm going to stash everything we did because we don't need to create the execute button anymore. So I'm going to create a new workflow. A new workflow could be, let me think, dark mode. Let's say dark. Let's call it change mode. The same thing. Oh, we have already one. So it's called change mode. I'm going to go to that in just a minute. So it clicks on that level. Now, how do I execute this? It's simple. So I go and find that change mode. Where did I put it? Here. Let's keep it a little bit closer here. I copy all of this and I go to the Robot.js, and then here I paste it here, call it change mode, and let's give it a description. Change the mode of my change to, let's say, change to dark mode, change to light and dark mode, and then it should click that. Okay, now this is running, Robot.js is running. If I open my front end, this will always say connected regardless of the container situation. If I say change mode, it will connect, it will execute that. Will it connect in any situation? Yeah. You see, now the menu was clicked based on that thing. I'm not sure why this ASDF got matched with this, but it should have at least matched with this one. So there we go. Now we don't need to run tests here in order to like press a button, like create a button to run it, make it run in M1 chip for now. In future, we'll find time to do it, but now there is a solution to creating this custom button, custom code button. Okay, so let's put the custom code button, and then we'll find out what's next. So the Electron.js app is this one. Let's move this super close to this. And it doesn't have any changes yet to it. So this is the app. No changes, nice. I'm gonna start it, and then let's start doing our testing one more time. Can you please add custom code block. What I mean by this is that as a part of the buttons, I would like to get a pop-up window where I can copy paste all the code of Robot.js that I want to execute in that particular step. Let's see if it picks it, but what I want is like a button where I can click and then literally these steps are taken. Like this step inside the execution has certain meaning. So when it is executed, let's say if it is instant, it's executing this. It's doing robot.move mouse and then robot.mouse click. So I want to kind of like copy paste this code block and then let's see how it performs that. Now that we found a way to make the solution, and then the container is now super I was just going to say the container is super stable and then it is dead. It's basically an error coming from this VNC, not from the actual container. It's coming from this UI renderer. We need to find out that at some other point in time. Okay, so let's see what happened to the custom code button. Where do I see the button then? Could be that this is the zombie process. No. Okay, so the whole idea is to capture the code. Let's revisit our plan. So add, well, this doesn't work, so just ignore it. Adding the custom code will make our life much easier, and then hopefully we can also find some time to add ChatGPT to that. So that piece of code, that few lines of code can be generated with ChatGPT. Probably makes sense to generate it with Claude. But with that, we don't have time. Okay, so this custom code is there. The generation is not finished. Let's wait for that to finish and then we see what happens next. Okay, okay. So this is good. It is already showing the code. What I will do is I'll find a few lines of code to execute. So basically, I will do these lines of code. I will move the mouse and click. Those are two enough lines of code that we can do. But let's find out if this is done. Yep, it's done. Let's make this tidy. I'm gonna move this here and the X and Y coordinates. Let's say if I want to click, okay, since we will be running this UI, I want to click on upload file, okay? And then this menu should be open. So 42 and 690. 40 and 690. 40 and 690. Save it. At what point it executes that? Custom code block, it executes. Oh, okay, it has only one. I'm not sure if we had one of these things running. So I'm gonna open exactly the one that's here, change mode, so that, yeah, this one. So I'm gonna delete the click, add this one, and 4698 if I remember it correctly. Save. Okay, if I write change mode, nothing happens. Is it connected? Or maybe this whole description. Workflow failed, unknown step code. Okay, it's not able to do the ChatGPT matchmaking thingy. Not sure why. This code edit is not working. I want to add some information here. Why is it not working? If I produce a click, oh, I see. Custom code can be on the click. That's nice. This is what I didn't ask for. Put it there. But let's see. The WebSocket is broken. Unknown workflow. This is a new issue. It is executing this custom code, but then I see this. Okay, it's the time that we need to take care of it. So this project is having a small issue. The workflow steps to execute. Oh, it disconnects. Let's see. So I have it in clipboard. Maybe I can just paste it. It will pick it. Sorry, this is not the right window. This is the window. The workflow executes, execution fails because there is a step code that isn't handled. Okay, yeah, definitely. We added it on the JSON file, needs to be added on this side as well. Okay. Did it understand it already? Oh, that would be amazing. All right, now if I say ABC and voila. Did you see what happened? This click, I believe, didn't come from here. Okay, wait a minute. Let me delete this. It should have come from here. The edit of that feature is not working. What I want to add is something like description ABC, so it's easy for us to execute this workflow. ABC, enter. Again, maybe it was the click that was coming from there. Okay, let's find it out. So we need to add this one extra block. Something is happening with this extra block. I see the problem. The workflow is missing. Custom code. Custom code. Why did it not save the custom code then in the first place? It is picking it from the right folder. Oh, this is not the right folder. Actually, this is the right folder. We were editing the wrong file in the wrong place. That also had a clicks folder. Too many files in too many places. All right. So this is our DATEV. This is our UI. This is our Electron. What happened here? We don't need Robot.js here. Why do we need Robot.js here? We ran away from Robot.js and Electron, and now why do we have Robot.js? There is no Robot.js here. Electron.js, cannot find module Robot.js. I don't want that in this project. There is a problem with this thing. We have some other changes here that we haven't committed yet. Oh, here. It's trying to do what with Robot.js? I think it's the file that we need to remove. Yeah, we don't need this. This execution is the problem. Like, there is something wrong with Robot.js and Electron.js. We can't put them together. Okay. Now let's update the package.json to remove Robot.js, but still I see this main JS using Robot.js. It's removed. Okay, it's removed from everywhere. Okay. I think I'm gonna make a screen recorder tool for vibe coding separately, because it would be nice to kind of like put the screen recorder in fast forward, and then it takes like one snapshot per second, and then these waiting times would become faster. Alrighty, and then it should just work fine. Perfect. I have a custom block code. I'm gonna open which BlindClicks? Not this one, not this one. This one and this one, same directory naming, but this one. Perfect. It even doesn't have any steps, and this step I'm gonna add. Where did I have those things? Okay. This can stay. Oh, just get away. I want the mouse to be moved and clicked at a certain point in here. Now let's check my memory if I remember it correctly. 40 and 690. Save it. Okay. And ABC. Okay. Now it's the time to see if this will work. Yes, it works. It has only one step. We added it through custom code. Wonderful. Wonderful. This is a good achievement. So what we have done is basically we got this, we added this custom code component, and we found a way to run our local host on our machine so we don't need to run the container again and again. So literally what we have done is this step. Most of the time was killed in trying to run the M1 chip or making M1 chip work, but now we are done with this step. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add this to the repository and then move to the AI section. And also the other project needs to be pushed. Oh, it was a very small step. It basically takes execute custom code. Where's the execute custom code coming from? Just curious. New function, Robot.js step. Oh, nice. This is a way that I have not expected it. So you add a function and then give the entire... Oh, wonderful. That is an amazing way to do that. These 2 lines of code is the JavaScript that I'm writing JavaScript for 17 years, but these 2 lines of code, like creating a function with a constructor and then giving the package name and then executing that code. That's kind of like self-invoking function, I think. I don't know, like this is amazing. The way vibe coding works is amazing. Okay, so added custom code. There was a small issue. I would like to address it and see if it still exists or do not exist. In my custom code node, or however you will call it, by default it goes to this wrong directory. We need to be careful to not open the wrong file. The edit was not working. Yep, it's not working. So let's fix that first. The custom code edit dialog is not working. Okay, the time is good. We still have an hour or 90 minutes left. I hope we can do the AI part, at least, to generate this code for us. And also now since we have this custom code solution, what I would like to do is find a very complex user interface to automate and see if this custom code node will help us. But I need edit because then there will be a lot of steps that I need to edit. Okay, let's check it. Not working. Is there any error on the terminal? No, not really. This could be a Z index issue. Why did it change that? icons, hallucination. Oh yeah, edit on all of them are gone. Okay, so what else we need to do is, let me see, delete. Yeah, the delete is working fine. We need the edit to be fixed again. And what else I noticed is this is gone. On the key enter, it has to save, otherwise that bug that we know. Actually, let's fix this bug as well, this one. Okay. Let's first capture something. No, the edit is still not working. It got colder here. The recording space I just put my coat. It looks weird on the camera. I'm wondering, what is Berlin weather right now? 6. It's cold. I envy any one of you living in a warm country. All right. I hope this is fixed because it's now getting on my nerves. Okay, at least the saving on enter works. Edit is not working. And also the icon is on mouse over is not right. I find it very easy to describe the entire situation to LLM. It's anyways an LLM, like the entire box is blue now. The delete works fine. I think the custom code in every step is not needed. Yeah, we'll need to think about that because this is a little bit confusing to the user. This is fixed, but the edit feature. Okay, now the edit feature is back, but it somehow changed the button menus in a way that I didn't ask it for. To be honest, I like it this way, except this bottom thing. But I'm afraid it will hallucinate again, and then we will lose again something. So this is working. The delete is working. let me see if custom code works fine. Custom code works fine. Custom code has to have like a description. Otherwise we won't know exactly what is that thing. Okay, let's commit this before it hallucinates again and then mixes things up. Fixed edit. And then we will fix the other solutions, the other problems it has. So what it had was, the edit, the custom code should have a field, like a description field. The custom code should have a description field. All right, maybe meanwhile we plan the next steps. These two are optional, so we're kind of like almost done with the blind tracker. The next step would be to put this thing in. We'll spend like maybe another 15 minutes to the favor of AI. If off the shelf it could work fine, we will have like an AI button here that says like produce this step with okay, here I have one more thing. Try a scroll, mouse scroll, for example, a mouse scroll as a test. Let's try means test. So we'll test a mouse scroll in just a minute, because that was something that I got stuck in. One of the meetups that I had, the guy said like, let's book an appointment, a doctor appointment. And then I had to scroll on the mouse. Like I didn't have these controls here. Therefore I thought about custom code button. So let's see. Okay, that's nice. This is working. The hallucination. It again screwed up the edit feature. Oh, it's not that. It didn't do any changes on the edit. Yeah, it didn't do any changes on the edit. Apparently, it's a rendering thing. Something that breaks randomly. Oh, now I got it. What's the problem? The problem is that we are not loading anything and we're trying something here. And then there's a check here that checks the file. And if we do this, probably it will work. You see, software engineering is not that simple. Probably it will work, I'm not sure. And no, I was wrong. No, I was wrong. It's not about the file. I think we can live without the description field on this. What would be the big problem if we don't have it? Nothing, I think. Just for the sake of today, we'll just move faster, but we'll add that field of description. I don't want to deal with LLM hallucinations anymore. Okay, so what we'll do is now we will take an actual example. I'll say like, let's let's find a doctor on the second page of Google Docs, okay? I mean, Google, so it will go to first to, oh no, command space. Yeah, I always want to do something on calculator. Let's do calculator thing. So it opens calculator, and then it adds 2 plus 2. For some reason, my calculator is not running anymore. Calculator, please work. Okay, let's go from here. I don't know exactly how calculator is behind this. Yeah, because this is the BlindClicks project has this sticky thing on the top. So calculator was working the whole time. It's just that it was not like that. Okay, so we need to press command space. So command space. I even don't know what is the steps for producing command space with Robot.js. So we need to go to ChatGPT for a minute. And what I want to do is, let me think. I'm trying to find a good workflow, so yeah, this is okay here. Can you generate a Robot.js code that would press command plus space? I hope it knows. Yeah, it knows keypad space, command space. So this is what we need to end type calculator. So set timeout, we already have a thing. And this part we already have. So we need to just basically do this. Do this. And then wait for, let's say, 2 seconds or 1 second. And then type calculator. Calculator. Let's give it a try. Again, my apologies. I forgot to save this file as a file. Calc. Let's call it calc. Where did I save it? In the wrong place, no? So I need to save that file here. And that file is here. Copy. We'll take care of this file thingies once we integrate the database. Calc.json. Save. Open a workflow from right over here. Okay. Now I need to have this, not this one. Let's go to the ChatGPT, copy. I need to execute this. I need it. I'm sure it's not going to create a problem, but let's be just safe than sorry. Wait for a second, and then type calculator. So basically it does this, and then it types calculator, and then it hits enter. And then our calculator should be on the focus of the window. And then it should type 2. Oh, well, let's see if it opens calculator first, and then we'll check the next step. So calc. What happened? Calc. Apparently it's working. And it's going on a loop. This is one of the reasons I don't like to do it on my Windows machine. I mean on my MacBook, because if it goes AWires, then it keeps doing things that are not nice on my computer. So I need to keep a little bit closer eye on the logs. Oh, on each reconnect, it scans all the directory again. And there's a mechanism to reconnect if it... That makes it hard to track. Doesn't work. So let me quickly debug this. So our Robot.js has a problem. I have executed calc.json, but don't see the exact steps running. Can you check the logs and let me know if there is an issue? Another thing I have a doubt is that it can happen that command space might not be something that Robot.js can execute. Let me analyze the logs. From the logs, I can see that the workflow executed successfully with all the 3 steps. Yeah, it executed, but it cannot simulate that. The workflow completed successfully. Let me check the code base. Based on the code base search, I can see that there is a screen resolution scaling mechanism. Yeah, it doesn't have anything to do with that. I think command plus space is not like this. This is a ChatGPT hallucination on how this particular code. Okay, let's make our example simpler because apparently this is a Mac thing. Command and then space. We had a project here that was running in isolation. Oh, we can also do it here on the web server one. Here, I can do like a test.js and literally take this whole thing, Robot.js, test.js here. Yeah, it cannot execute. Robot.js cannot press command space. It doesn't work. Can you double check the command plus space thingy? Let's also give this to Sonnet. Maybe Sonnet knows how to do it. Can you double check test.this? It isn't working. Search online for Robot.js docs. What does it do? Let's first run it and see if it works, then we will worry about how it's done. Opening Spotlight? No. So key toggle, it did it with key toggle. Doesn't work. Okay, what I have in mind is this is something that it's a limitation of the library. We can't do anything about this here, but our main intention was to add a custom code. We added a custom code. At least scroll is something that I know Robot.js has in place. What I would like to do is, or actually what we can do is do the calculator opening by ourselves and then do Well, it's again click, so it's not custom code anything in it. This is a good challenge for us, that we need to find out why command space is not working. Where is Spotlight search in the menu? Maybe there is a way to open it. Here. Ah, yeah, we can do this thing. We can click on Launchpad. Yeah, let's do that. So there will be no custom code here needed, but let's do that anyways. So click, and then calc. Wait a second. Type calc. That should give us a calculator. And then this part, 2 plus 2, I'm gonna move the mouse here. What do I say? Like press 2. And then press I'm just curious if this works. I know it's not custom coding, but I just wanted to see it in action. Not sure if the services are running properly. Yeah, this one needs to run, right? Npix node 1 DATEV. Now this connects with this. No description. Do we have all these steps here? Yeah, no description. There we go. This was too fast, I think. So 1 second is way too little. Give it 2 seconds. Type calc and then give it some time here. Oh, another feature we need to put is like in between these two, we need to be able to add a new feature, a new step. This is crucial because the timeout will be needed after certain things, like here, for example. I did it manually, but that's what we need. For some reason, it's removing the description. Whenever I interact with it, it removes it. It again went in the... Yeah, it's a little bit stupid to run it on my machine because it can break things on my machine. Virtualization. Stabilizing virtualization is now the new priority, I think. But I don't know how much of work would it be if I put it once on the... There we go. And it... Oh, it keeps opening the search menu. It's gonna crash my operating system. Stop. No, it's okay. Now I'm a little bit nervous. So the main idea is not to run it on a bare bone computer. The main idea is to run it inside a containerized solution. And our current virtualization service has a problem. It breaks certain times. Now it's not breaking. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So it keeps running. Even if I go in incognito, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You see, it keeps running, but in the start of this video, you saw that it didn't run several times. And we have got our custom code. I want to do the test scroll. Well, we can do that test scroll by opening this and then scrolling up. Yeah. So if we don't go anywhere else, it's just in this area. And then we see if that custom scroll mouse works or not. I'm going to remove all of these steps from here and check this custom code. Well, the custom code of the test in this is the same, so I wonder why would it not work. But just so that we started a Pandora box, let's close it now. npx node1.def. Okay, so I have, just to be sure if we have this one running. Yep, it's running. So I'm gonna click here. Oh, it clicked somewhere else. It clicked right here. I said click here. '85 1. Oh, the coordinates of where it should click is wrong. These coordinates are wrong, I think. This is 0, 0. This is fine. But here, look, it's 170, 168. And with this screenshot tool, it shows 84, not 168. That's a new discovery. That's something new. And this is very important because if it doesn't know where to click, this is not gonna work. Okay, this is a new, totally new step. I'm trying it one more time. Okay. No, what was the step called? Calc? Yeah, it has a problem now with finding the exact X and Y coordinates on my Mac. Inside this machine, virtual machine, it's okay. I think it was a bad idea to work on developer experience at the moment. We should have done all the changes inside this computer. Anyways, let's do that actually. Since we have all the changes, this we don't need anything from this. This is chat UI. Okay, this is all latest. What I want to do is move everything to the inside the container. So, and then test it there. And I'm also worried that my Mac OS will die and I will lose the recording. CD Electron. Git pull. All the changes I did is here. npm start. So custom code is loaded. I'm gonna open from this one. Maybe I can create a new one. Let's call it find a doctor. Find a doctor. That exact workflow that somebody asked me during the presentations, and I want to see if I can find a doctor. Okay, so first I need to click here, then wait for a second, and then type Firefox so that I can open the browser. Okay. And then wait for, let's say, 3 seconds. Then click on New tab. Once you click on New tab, then wait for a second. Then type doctor near me. Okay. Once that's done, let's see what is available at the moment. What's gonna happen here? I need to connect to the container, do the ngrok thingies, and then we see the next steps. Okay, so we have now almost this setup in place. The ChatGPT, the chat UI also needs to be updated. This one. And chat UI needs to run. And now the service inside the container needs to run. npx nodemon DATEV, and it should work. Okay, there we go. It's working. And now if I say find me a doctor, okay, find a doctor, Firefox, wonderful. Doctor near me. Okay, it's working fine so far. What I want is here in this step, scroll down like this. And let's say scroll to the bottom and then click on whiter. So this is one possible scenario that you can do, but it's not possible without scrolling down. And we don't have a scroll down, and this custom code will do the job for us. So we can continue with this thing. Can you show me how to scroll down with Robot.js? And with Robot.js, you basically take this as scroll down, or I think in this case it's up. We'll find it out. Scroll up. I think it is a scroll up. You just need to put like positive numbers in that, not negative. Okay, so in here, I need to wait for kind of like a couple of seconds and then put a custom code. I say scroll. The copy paste is not working between these two things. It's just robot.scroll coordinates. Scroll mouse. Okay, so it is robot.scroll mouse 0, let's say 500, and save. And let's see what happens. I close this browser. I say find a doctor. Even I had a spelling mistake because ChatGPT, it finds its way out. So that's one of the takeaways that we need to do. Find me a doctor. Oh, indeed, it needs to click here and then scroll. So it needs to click here and then scroll. So yeah, the drag feature needs to be in place very soon because then it makes it easier. I'm going to click and move it myself using this approach. Yeah, this thing needs to go one step before this. Custom codes robot scroll 500. Okay. And now again, find a doctor. Firefox, it goes in. Types doctor near me. Clicks, scroll, please scroll. That didn't work. Okay, now it's the time to find out the problem, the actual problem. And I hate copy paste from inside the container. So this one failed. This failed in executing the custom code. Can you please check why? So I see the issue. The custom code block is trying to execute this, but the Robot.js file would contain this functionality doesn't exist in the workspace. Why not? It used to execute custom codes without a problem on my local host. We have this part not done yet here. Custom code. Oh, I see. That's weird. Would you like me to help you create necessary file with proper mouse scrolling? No, the feature is custom code block execution. Okay. Where are these steps for our code? Let's find that out. Here. Do we have that custom code? Oh, that is not there anymore. Perhaps we didn't git pull. This is inside the Docker container. Where is the terminal? We had a terminal. Okay, this is just the ngrok. Added a few new files. Yeah, this is old. This is March 30. This is today. This was our Robot.js. Added custom code. Yeah, it's not pushed. It's not pulled there on the other side. I was worried. What happened? Now we have it. Added custom code. Now we have our URL back. And hopefully everything is intact. Now it should work fine. Please work fine because I want to move to the next step. Find me a doctor. Find me a doctor. Right now. It executed it, but the scroll didn't work. The scroll should have worked like this. Scroll up or down. Let's change the value of that. Perhaps scroll down and up is the thing that I'm confused with. Let's change it to -500. This is what I was talking about, like executing one step at a time. So we'll have like a run button next to it once we find out how to run something from inside this Electron.js app. And then we execute that one step, and then we see that scroll up or scroll down. All right, so let's find a doctor. So you guys see that now the container is super stabilized. I'm working with it. It's not crashing, but sometimes it starts crashing, so it's weird. Okay. Click, scroll. Yeah, it's a scroll minus. Scroll minus. Not sure up or down. So then we say stop for a second and then click on weiter. Now one last time before the container starts breaking again. I say find me a doctor. And we also see all the activities going on here. Wonderful. This is how we build AI agents in today's world, without any API, all with the interfaces. Anyways, so in this case, then you don't need any API. You can use computer, just like Anthropic's computer use and OpenAI's operator. You can actually build your own Manus AI if you want. Alrighty. So now our custom code section is done. We test this scroll mouse. Let's see. To be honest, I'm exhausted now. It's been quite a bit of time that I'm doing this non-stop without any break, actually. What I would like to do is lay down a plan for the next steps. Unfortunately, most of the time was consumed in debugging, especially the Mac M1 chip. Now I'm thinking I have been working like for almost 4 hours, a little bit time in setting up the camera and finding the right lighting. I'm thinking whether I should start doing these two for the next hour, take a break, obviously I need a small break, or right away jump on deploying it on the VM. So until I take a small break, get some coffee or something, I will think about this and I'll see you guys in a minute. All right, to be honest, I decided not to take a break now. quickly do another 30 minutes or 45 minutes, and then go and take a long break. So let's go and do that. Alrighty, we have what in place. And also, I thought about whether to do the VM or to do the AI integration. I think the AI makes sense because VM will take time. I need to put a VM together, and perhaps this is the time that I'm doing it under a recording. It makes sense also kind of like documenting things out. So it will be another like full day, like 4 or 5 hours setting. So for now, I'm just gonna add this AI feature, and then we go on and see what happens, because then it makes sense to do it that way. Okay, so what we want to do is like add one more button here that takes natural language and then converts it into Robot.js and then puts it as a custom code. It's a fancy feature. If it doesn't work off the shelf like in 20 seconds, well, that was exaggeration, maybe in 20 minutes, then we will not work on this feature. We'll just ignore it and then call it a day for episode number 10. But let's see, okay? BlindClicks tracker now needs to be loaded from inside the container. Let's do that. Connect to WebTop. Open a folder. Config Electron.js. Yes, sir. This one. So we don't have any env file first. Let's put that in place. And let's go to Playground, OpenAI, get a key for us. Playground, here. Dashboard, Playground, where is that? Here, Dashboard. I will just delete it later so that this screen recording is not misused. OpenAI API key. And what I want to do here is simple. Can you please add an OpenAI ChatGPT call feature? The feature would have the following things. Wait a minute. It will have a button on the toolbar called AI. And by clicking of which it will get a description. That description is then given to ChatGPT. Use function calling in a prompt that says only give me the... Actually, it's perfect, that prompt here. Can you please only give me the Robot.js code and no extra things? For example, this is what I want. Not this. This becomes our key. Yeah. Okay. That was hallucination, but that's what I'm saying. The prompt could look like this. The prompt could look like this. All right, let's see if off the shelf it works. If it works, then I'm super happy because it's getting colder and colder, this room. I need to leave as soon as I can. I'm not happy from this output because I wanted to put it on the cloud. I wish I would have started from VM task first and add the custom code button. but it's all right. We spend too much time on M1 chip. Oh, I don't know if this. Yeah, it is actually. My question was like, I don't know whether or not this terminal connects directly to the terminal inside the container or not, but it is actually. I can see that root at da da da. Oh, it apparently worked off the shelf without a problem. That would be nice. Mm-hmm. Where's my Electron? Nice. We have AI Assistant now. If I ask AI Assistant to... Perhaps I don't need the file for now. To do something like generate a click on the X10 and Y10. Y10. Git code. Oh, nice. It is working fine. But it should add it. That's the point. Like, the whole point is like it should add it. Okay. I am going to do this. And this. This worked like a charm. Thanks. But the UX needs a bit tuning. I think the next steps are obvious after the cloud hosting. It, I think, makes sense because now we have like custom code or custom snippet. It may make sense now to bring a little bit of OCR, omniparser, Mistral AI OCR or something in that sense to make it detect intelligently where to collect something when it gets blocked, or and even if it's not intelligent clicking, if even if it's blind clicking, in certain circumstances you will need such a thing. So describe AI generated code appears here at this step. Okay, I'm not sure what's that X for, but generate, click on X10 Y10 git code. Nice. Add this step. Okay. Add this step didn't work. Maybe it's because I don't have a file with me. I hate this is not resizing. This was there before, I think. Let's try it out again. Yeah, it is adding it. It's perfectly working fine. Wonderful. Since this is custom code, then it works all already. So we know that thing. We will just know it if I close the browser. There we go. Perfecto. Out of the box, this worked. I'm happy. I'm super happy because this worked very, very well. Very, very fast. Okay. This is Robot.js. This is Electron. Yeah, this is the right one. What is wrong with this? I need to get a new terminal. Okay, so these are all the changes. I'm too busy to read them. Added AI code gen. We'll refactor it anyways. I'm gonna, I don't know, spend a lot of time to do the refactoring. Okay, so that happened as well. So this is done. Voice, I think, since it's inside the container, it's a little bit tricky to put voice because the voice coming from my microphone going to the container, it's a little bit too much work. It was a cool thing to talk about, but not so much. Unfortunately, these two are gonna take time, and I'm running out of fuel. Let me do a little bit of a closing talk about this project. I'm really fascinated about this project. Unfortunately, the speed that it is going on, it's not fast enough. In total, I spent like 10 weeks. This is not 10 weeks because 1 week, last week, I ignored it. So 11 weeks. Let's say 2 hours, or even if on average, considering a few of these long sittings, 33 hours. So I spent around 30 to 40 hours on this project. And this project is right now in a situation that we can actually automate a workflow to a level that it will work. It will break, but it will work. What I'm thinking about for some viral video automation, for some viral video content on my LinkedIn, hopefully it goes viral. One of my videos recently went viral of almost 500,000 views. But I will try to do this. I will do a tweet, or I will read an email, do something, create a LinkedIn post, create a workflow that goes through 100 profiles on LinkedIn, and then create like a custom thing for them. Like the steps could be something like go to LinkedIn. I'm not going to open it because I don't know what messages came to me. I don't want to edit my videos. And then open actually ChatGPT, copy things out, post it in ChatGPT, take the response back from ChatGPT, put it back in the message column, things like that. And I think for that sort of for that sort of a user experience, we need one extra requirement. Imagine if I open ChatGPT and I say that, can you please create a custom LinkedIn post message for John Doe, and mention that it was nice to meet him, nice to see his post about his dog, for example. Now, that piece of information will come from ChatGPT, but then each time ChatGPT generates a different thing, we cannot like literally copy this without knowing where to click, because the area of the click needs to be dynamically clicked. Either it's from here or from here. You see the X and Y, the Y coordinate changes. If we take this one, copy it, that's another question. This is again sometimes here, sometimes there, sometimes there. Or if it comes back in this situation, how much should I scroll to get this? Those are all the questions that we need to resolve one by one in order to get into this level where we can automate BlindClicks, but to a certain level of intelligence. Since this project is called BlindClicks, we will stick to BlindClicks for a very long time until we say like it's not going to work. But in my opinion, it's going to work because particularly for this use case that I'm talking about, like old and legacy software like DATEV, it will work because the underlying software does not change so much. So if I put this together, what we're trying to do is we're trying to build a project, hopefully an open source project that's 100% self-hosted, and that allows AI agents to have access to computer, to mount that computer on a virtual machine that can run headless, that you can give instructions from this UI like this, that has like a chat window, some controls. The instructions are executed here inside that container. And as I said, this container can work headless. You don't need to keep that running in order for this to work. And when it gets stuck, it gives you a notification. That notification can be a WhatsApp message or even a phone call. A bot will talk to you, say that, hey, your workflow is stuck. Can you please come in and fix that? And then you open your browser here and then you say, oh, okay, it's stuck because this window is in front of it. Let me give you back access here. Or imagine if you have like a two-factor authentication. In that case of two-factor authentication, then you definitely need to go and pull your phone and then do the two-factor authentication and then go back and then give access to the bot. This is exactly what I have demoed here as I showed it in the start of this video. Here, I have shown how the human in the loop is concerned, because here it goes and tries to log in, and then here I'm doing the two-factor authentication. This is an actual example actually recorded in this room. And then after I do the two-factor authentication here, I let the bot continue, and then the bot continues its work based on that workflow that I have created a long time ago. That basically uploads these invoices. When I say long time ago, that means 1 month ago. All right, so bottom line, this project is not moving fast enough. And the reason is because I'm busy. I'm working as a freelancer full-time, building AI agents for SMEs in Europe. I need contributors for this. I cannot self-finance it. I have had a couple of big setbacks in my startups. I cannot think of kind of like financing such a project. Not that I don't believe on this, but it's that I'm personally running low on cash. If you're watching this, or if you have been following BlindClicks for the past couple of weeks, 10 months, or 10 weeks or 11 weeks or so, and you think that this project has some legs, let's have a discussion. I'm willing to spend a little bit money on this, but if somebody else kind of take another corner of it as a sponsor, we can talk about this. Other than that, if you're a developer and you want to contribute with me, you saw everything I've done here. Like, that's the level of programming experience you need to have. And since you'll be working super closely with me, all the AV lifting, like the infrastructure and overall architecture level things, I can do, and then you can take care of the execution parts, writing this kind of like vibe coding basically, and then we can build this project forward. Other than that, I'll keep going with this speed. I don't know how fast I will go, or how many more hours, extra hours can I give it. Or lately I was also thinking about changing the weekly frequency of this to monthly, and then doing this kind of like a long session. Instead of every week I put 2 hours, I put one full day at the end of the month, which will equivalently be the same velocity of the project, but then I kind of like get some momentum on that one day. I'm thinking about the solution, but I am not yet sure. That's pretty much it for episode number 10. I intentionally wanted it to be long to cover it for the last week that I missed. Technically speaking, this is episode number 10 and 11, but let's call it episode number 10. Until episode number 11, I hope you'll enjoy your time and see you next time.